Big up, big up, big up, big up to every single one that's locked in, man. Make sure you guys are like, subscribe, and show some love to the channel. Show some love to the channel, man. We're on the road to 2K, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure we're liking, make sure subscribing, man. Show some love to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to every single one that's locked in. Like I said, man, Chelsea talk today. So make sure we're like, subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel. We got a couple guests on today. The first one, the legend himself, Mr. Scott. Not Scott, sorry, Joey. Because Scott just popped into the No, Scott literally just popped into the bottom. So I read the name. They made me say Scott, bro. Big up to you, Joey, man. How old?
Not Scott.
Not Scott, man. Definitely not Scott. Definitely not Scott, man. How old are you, Joey, man? How old are you?
Definitely not Scott.
Yeah, man. Are we good? Are we all good?
Very good, my friend. How are you?
That's good, my friend. That's good. And then the son that's actually Scott. Scott! Mr.
So-
Scott. How are we, Scott?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Not doing too bad.
For some reason, we never agree on anything, but it's fine. That's why we're here to talk, man. We're here to talk. What's going on here, bro? What's going on here, bro? Big up to every single
What's the Kiwis
man.
for?
Al-Ahwa, man. You know, the show I do with Hassan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I eat the kiwis on there, so they just spam kiwis, bro. You know what I mean, bro? That's what they do, man. That's what they do. Come on, Scott, man. You should know this. Anyway, listen, make sure everyone likes, subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel. Today, everyone's talking about Palmer injured. Is that being confirmed? Is Palmer injured?
I don't know. I was looking for something like that.
Is our main guy injured, brother? Are we effed?
I don't know. All I saw was the thing where it's like he's not trained today, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
Well, if that's the case, he's fine, man. I'm sure he can. Oh yeah, not pictured in training. This guy needs one. This guy needs one training session. He'll be ready, man. Let's be real, man. Let's go. What's going on here? But listen, Scott. Tell me. Speak to me. Chelsea.
He's not going to play Thursday anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Fun that guy. Won Thursday's game. Talk to me, Scott, man. Listen, 10 games into the season. United last game. Enzo Maresca, new manager. Talk to me, man. How are you seeing the season so far? Happy? Disappointed?
Yeah, very happy.
Very happy.
No, very happy because like we're only I think it's 7 points. I think it is, maybe even 6 off top. Like I don't think we're gonna get top, but like the closer we are to top, it shows how close we are to those top teams. Especially because I think the level of the Premier League is not great in terms of at the top. And yeah, I'm very happy with Maresca in terms of, like, not completely happy. Obviously, there's some stupidness he's doing. The whole Sanchez debacle is like it will keep costing him until he decides to drop him. But we wait and see with that one. And then the whole 2 right backs thing. I'm hoping that after the Newcastle game, that experiment is dead, because it's not working. But outside of that, like he's impressed me, and I think what's impressed me the most is I think he's for the most part managing to utilize the squad despite there being some quite clear deficiencies in some areas, and I think underperformances from other players. Like I think when you consider the fact that we still, outside of Colwell, we don't really have a centre back that you can trust. Like even Colwell, like he might not be like a number 1 right now, but like he's someone you can build with. Everyone else looks like they're just ass, like they just suck. You've got one of your right backs has not turned up so far this season. One of your midfielders hasn't turned up so far this season. You've got at least two, maybe 3 of your forwards haven't turned up this season, and like we're still in 4th, and like you can't really complain, considering that's kind of where we wanted to be. Yeah, it sucks we went out of the cup, but yeah, like I think we're kind of on par for where everyone thought we would be before the season. So yeah, I can't really complain. And as I said, like I think most of our issues that have come about haven't been because of Maresca. I think it's because some of these players just aren't good enough. I think it's because some of these players just don't seem to be able to grasp fully what we're trying to do. And yeah, so like I think as time goes on, we'll start to see hopefully some of those improve. And then the ones that don't improve, hopefully they just show themselves to just be completely useless and they can leave.
Interesting. I mean, the interesting one is R.James at left back. I think that's something we definitely have to mention. The R.James at left back, especially when you look at the Man United game, Gusto was getting into positions. You could say at least the old R.James would thrive in. The Tuchel R.James would love that. But
he would have scored a couple goals already.
He would have scored. But the question you have to ask yourselves is this R.James able to bomb up and down, and as soon as we lose the ball or he loses the ball in their half or towards their goal, and then he looks behind him and he's got Rashford, who's a very fast player, and all of a sudden he's got to sprint back and go up and down. Is that ideal? Is that what he wants? Is that what anyone wants? Is he capable of doing that? So yes, as much as I want to criticize,
and staying healthy, that's the thing.
that's the thing. Oh, is he gonna injure himself doing it? If that makes sense. So like that's where it probably brings in Reece James at left back, where we've seen a couple of times where he plays at left back, he's making a lot of those passes that Cucurella is not able to do, or Gusto even not able to do. You know, because not a lot of people can do because it's James. So do we stick with that, or do we just change it up and because even when Cucurella came on, he was going up. It wasn't Reece James. So I think the idea of Reece James going up and down, that might be out of the window now.
Well, I have like a theory on why he did that, and it actually makes a lot of sense. My theory, like, so I'll talk about it a little bit later, when we get to that subject, really. But it's like there's a lot of cogs in this team that have deficiencies, and he's trying to cover those deficiencies by doing the double right back situation.
Agree. I think there's a few reasons, and like as Joe said, I think there's a couple players along that back line who have certain deficiencies, and we saw in the United game what their deficiencies were. To be honest, once we did change it at half time, like as good as Cucurella was when he came on, like you saw the change defense had. And I also think some of it comes down to Reece. Like I think Reece can do that. Like even the Reece we're seeing now, I think he could do that for like 60 minutes, but you probably have to take off after 60 minutes. So it's just whether Maresca wants is willing to do that, basically. Because I fully believe, like, you can't look, like, the thing is I look at what Gusto's doing, and it doesn't look from where I'm looking at it like it's that physically strenuous in terms of, it's not like, you look at how
it's a lot of ground covered, though. It's a lot of
ground covered, but it's not like, for example, you look at when we used to play, like, we used to get up and down constantly. It's not that. Like, it's not what I would call shuttle running. Like, it's not just getting up and down. Like, it's a lot of ground coverage, but that's a lot of, like, moving about here and there in terms of, like, little movements. Like, I don't think it's not really that much. Outside of in the attacking third, it's not even the attacking third. Outside of when we lose the ball in there, you can cover that. To me, it's just, like, I think you've got to get Reece to the point where he can handle that. Like, he might just not be able to do it right now, but I fully believe he can. I think it's just a case of, like, reps. But yeah, I also agree with Joe. It's also deficiencies of other players.
Deficiencies of other players? What, in his position?
Yeah, do you want me to explain it
No.
since we're already here?
Go on.
I'll say me and Joey probably going to end up saying the same things, but I'll let Joey go first.
So Levi Colwell defends wide spaces very poorly. Wesley Fofana can't pass out of the back as well as Levi Colwell. So playing him as the center back, and then having Reece as that right-sided player ends up forcing you to, like, pretty much you're pretty much forced to move Reece inside as a center back. And if you play Reece, because of obviously, like, his injury history, like, you're realistically the whole backing behind it is they don't want to risk Reece doing that role, okay, because of his injury history, and he just got back. So it's like this is his second full 90 that he got to play just last week. So it's like that first and foremost. It's like he's not gonna push him after it being his second full 90. Wesley Fofana can't pass out of the back as well as some of our other center backs. So that's why him playing that center back is tough. And he ends up, his spatial awareness isn't as good, but Wesley on the outside covering wide areas is a lot better. Then you have Levi Colwell, who can't, if you move him to that left-sided center back, then you're pretty much saying, hey, you need to guard him one-on-one. You need to be able to guard this winger one-on-one on occasion, because we're going to leave you open. Okay, that really isn't realistic. And, well, we've already seen what that looks like under Poch when he played left back. And then Cucurella is, like, the one where it's like he can play either role. So it's like it doesn't make sense why you would not play Reece on that right-hand side, other than the fact that you have to move Wesley into the middle. And moving Wesley into the middle ends up becoming an issue. So that's why he has... all four. He has
Yeah.
the two right backs, so
And-
Reese can stay as a fullback, a center back, defending, and Levi goes into the middle, and Wesley plays on the outside. That's why they all play in the roles that he wants them to play realistically by doing that.
Yeah. And then also, like, the only way around that would make sense currently in this system is you put Colwell as the right centre back, but moves into the central centre back in the 3, and have Vega as the left centre back.
Or
Because like
whoever
you can't play, you could play Badiashile, but he's performing so poorly at the moment. Plus, he's got the same issues defending in wide areas 1v1. He can't do that. And so your only option really at that point is Vega, and then and if Vega's technically our second left back, like I know he can play centre back, but then you're going to have 2 left backs playing and 4 centre backs not playing when we have 5 centre backs currently.
Yeah, I mean, the real answer to this is there really isn't a really good answer to this because of Reese's injury history. Like, the real answer would be potentially finding another right-sided center back that can play center back. Like, that's really the only answer.
I was going to say that there's 2 kind of solutions to this. Not necessarily like short term, but just in general. There's 2 solutions. Number one is you have to get Reese's fitness up to the point where he can do the stuff Gusto's doing. As I said, even if it's for 60, 65 minutes, that's fine. If he can do that every single week, him being able to do that every single week should be enough that most games we can score and be ahead and be dominating to the point where then even if you bring Gusto on and there is a drop off, because there will be a drop off this season, because Gusto just has shown he's not anywhere near good enough to be able to do that role. It doesn't matter because we're ahead and we can see out games. The second solution is in the transfer window. You have to go and sign 2 new centre backs. Like the 2 for me that come to mind just off the top of my head is going and getting someone like a Tar and a Bastoni, because Bastoni can play that left centre back role. For me, you need 2 because I still don't think, even if you got someone in the right centre back role, for me, Levi Colwell isn't good enough in the left centre back role in terms of defending in wide areas. And I think he's personally, I think he's better suited centrally in the back 3 rather than wide. That's why I'd say 2. So like if you're going to get if we're going to have this thing where Reese is the centre back, for me you need to go and get someone for left centre back who's like much more comfortable defending wide areas. So that's why I said Bastoni and Tar, for example. There's 2 centre backs. Plus I want 2 centre backs anyway. Oh, Colwell's the backup. Like this is the thing for me. I want 2 centre backs anyway. Yeah, like Colwell is the only centre back right now I'd keep of our entire centre backs. He's the only one I would keep.
Bad, man.
Fofana has been crap.
Really?
No, do you know what Fofana's been? Fofana has been no different to Tosin, and Tosin isn't good enough for this football club to be a starter. So if he's not good enough, and I don't think Fofana's been any better, like they've been both the same, he's not good enough to start either. That's £80 million worth of centre back you've got on the bench. For why? To be 4th choice centre back? No, thank you. Leave.
Yeah, I mean, he's already through like 3 years of his 5-year deal anyways.
Yeah. And I'm not like how much I was gonna say it gets to the point as well. If he's already 3 years through, obviously some of that's down to injuries and whatnot, and you can't help that. But it's like it comes to a point where we're gonna have to wait the whole season maybe for him to get back to his best, quote unquote. Then he's got a year left on his contract. And then it's like, well, that
probably sell him first
to extend his contract. Yeah, you have to extend his contract. Which I'll be real, if he's done nothing, if he doesn't do anything this season, what's the incentive? You've got it's a hope. You're going to extend his contract, which he's on like 200k, on a hope that he gets back to his best. Like, there's no point. You might as well sell him in the summer. Go and get 2.
No, I mean, listen. As of now, if as much as I love Fofana, if his contract,
I just don't think it's realistic that we move Colwell to backup. That's the only thing.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
That's the only thing that I disagree with. I just don't think it's realistic. But I agree with you in the sense. I agree with you in the sense of like what your thought process behind it is. Like the thought process behind what you're saying, it makes all the sense in the world. I just don't think that they move on from Colwell just based off, or even because you pushing him to backup is like we've already seen how fucking eager this guy is to listen to offers, bro. So you moving him to backup is like you might as well consider him gone.
That's
Like
fair.
that's
Then
just like
he can
that's
stay.
just
Then
like
he
what
just
it
needs
is.
to. He just needs to improve in those wide areas. Then, because if he doesn't, then it's a waste of time. Because like he can be as eager as he wants, and I really like Colwell. I think he's one of the best centers in the league. Like if he actually works on stuff he needs to work on, and like really
Mhm.
focuses on the stuff he's good on, he can be one of the best centre backs in this league. But if he can plays left centre back and continues to have issues defending 1v1 out wide, like then you can leave. Like
All
'cause-
this would be fixed if Reese or Gusto could just play the role at an adequate level. Like that's just
Yeah.
all this could be fine. Like even Wesley,
The
to
prob-
be honest, is like
the
Wesley
thing
in
is,
wide areas is just he's fine. It's
Yeah.
when he's in the middle and he's getting pressured on the ball and it's those situations. It all of this can be solved if Gusto's form could pick up. If Reese could do that role. Like none of this is an issue if that's the case. Like this is not a single piece of it. Like there's literally like the set, and the sad thing is like I just wish he wouldn't get Gusto in such areas that like the final ball is the biggest issue because he's getting in goal scoring opportunities, and that's the biggest problem. Is like in his goal scoring opportunities, he's not being like competent enough to be able to even get balls on target. So it's like those are these are like the things that like slowly but surely, like if Reese can get into fitness, get the fitness rate on that side, like he'll score 10 goals this year if he could play that role. It's like, in my opinion, he could score 10 goals. Like the way that Gusto is in those areas, the way that Reese shoots the ball, like, and if Reese is in those same positions that Gusto's in, Reese is scoring 2 of the 3 opportunities that he has. Like he's that good shooting the ball. So it's like to me, like this is almost a mute point if these 2 players can eventually like pick up their form. Like all of this could be mute. Like all of it. The only thing I would still say is right-sided center back to me. Like still go get a right-sided center back. Sell Disasi. If Tosin doesn't work out, sell Tosin. Who gives a shit if you just bought him last year? Sell his ass.
yeah,
Sell Wesley Fofana. I don't care. Sell him. I don't care. Give me a competent right-sided center back that is a ball-playing center back and can defend wide areas. To be honest, we missed out on some cheap ones. That Kosunu from Leverkusen was available for like 20 million. We could have just scooped him. Our problems are solved. Instead, we went and got Tosin for free. Like Kosunu's now a starter for Atalanta. Like there's players out there in the profile to be able to do it. You just need to go and get somebody that can do it. Fucking Simicon would have been perfect. He ended up going to Saudi Arabia. Simicon would have been literally perfect.
You're on mute, bro.
Do you think they move Cole?
I disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree with
Speak
that.
about that. I'll be back in 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. Go on.
Yeah, I disagree with this as well. Like number one is, as we spoke about when it comes to the contracts, like they've just signed Cole to a new contract. I know that doesn't always mean anything, but they just signed Cole to a new contract. They've made it very clear from the jump that they want him to be this first team and they want him to be involved for the long term. Like this isn't a case where it's like Chalobah or Gallagher or anything, or any of these. Like they have made it clear from the jump he's not for sale. Like from the moment they came in, the moment he came back from loan, he was like, this guy's not for sale under any circumstances. So they rate Cole higher than Fofana. Fofana's at 2 years away from the end of his contract, or I think it will be a year come the end of this year. And so like he and also as well, like if Cole performs better than Fofana, then it makes way more sense than to sell Fofana. At this point it just makes no sense, especially as well because Cole is best a lot, like it's kind of like last season, but he is actually performing well. It's not.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. If we talk about Fofana with his injury record, and I think this season he's been okay, then I don't see how they offer him a new contract. I don't see how they offer him a new contract. And
Yeah, they're
especially
not
now,
offering West a new
you know,
contract, bro.
no, Colwell as well. They're in love with the guy. The guy's untouchable.
Mhm.
Untouchable.
He's one of the few untouchable players on our team. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, and Fofana's injury prone. I think they moved him and Disasi, Bajashili before even thinking about moving Colwell. Colwell, I don't
Yeah.
think he's going anywhere. Not one bit.
No.
Wait, Quada. How can you watch a video from my city who's that young as well and think Noni is good enough? We'll get on to Noni a little bit later. We'll talk about Noni. I think we'll talk about Noni. We'll talk about Noni. But this is an interesting one, to be fair. How is it James's fault? How is it James's fault coach doesn't scheme him into the half spaces?
No, this isn't James's fault. I think James can play that role. James can play. I think James can play that role comfortably because I don't think it's too dissimilar to what he was playing under Tuchel. Because under Tuchel, our wing backs would often underlap anyway. So I don't think it's too dissimilar. It might be. It's obviously going to be a little bit different, but I don't think it's too dissimilar. I think the issue comes down to his fitness. Like James does. It's not fault. Gusto is a different matter. You've had like 10 games plus at this point to learn the system, and you look like you've learned nothing. Like outside of like knowing what areas to pick up.
I disagree with that. That's not the issue with Gusto. It's not the tactical awareness with Gusto. He's getting in the right areas. He's playing the ball the correct way. It's just his final ball. It's him being able to get on the ball in front of the net and put something on front of net that looks that is actually on target. Or his pass into somebody is always lackluster. Like these are the types of small, minute things that R.James is fantastic at. So it's like the tactical side of it, of like where Gusto is supposed to be at during game, he's doing it right. Like he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. It's that final touch of hitting the ball on target, getting the ball into play, into space, into somebody's feet. Or like for instance, bro, he had Noni one-on-one with somebody, with I think it was maybe Mazraoui on the right-hand side against Manchester United. He just had to play a through ball in between Mazraoui and Noni so Noni could run onto it. And what the ball ends up just hitting Mazraoui. Like these are like
he was good that
what?
game. Mazraoui was quite good that game.
Yeah, Mazraoui was good.
Gusto going forward.
We weren't worried. No, here's the thing: is Mazraoui's a good player, bro. But people weren't. I've never worried about Mazraoui's quality. People worried about his injury history. Like that's what everybody was talking about. It was never his quality. We all know. Everybody knows how quality Mazraoui is. But like these Manchester United fans are blowing this thing out of proportion. We know how good he is. Bro, we seen him lock up Saka last year for Bayern Munich. Like we know how good he is. So, but he gets injured a lot. That's the downside to him. That's all we're saying. That's all we've ever said about Mazraoui. Nobody ever said anything else.
I think for me, look, I think the R.James one. I think Curry Pirate is right in terms of I can't like at the same time. R.James is only really coming back to full consistent game time. So maybe the left back is an opportunity just for him to get game time, and then hopefully in a few weeks he can do the role what Gusto is doing now. Because Gusto right now, listen, like you said, Joey, the role is fine. Just going forward, the guy is like he's very frustrating, very frustrating. The guy will make a wrong pass, mistake a through ball. The crossing will be shocking. He will shoot on his left foot when he should pass. Like he's just not that good going forward. In terms of the centre backs, I didn't really think about it in terms of. Everyone's saying Fofana's a problem. He's not that good on the ball, but I don't know. I don't know about that, to be honest. I just feel like hopefully in a few.
I'll be so honest. Sorry to interrupt. I'll be so honest. My issue with Fofana is nothing on the ball. Like I don't think he's good like that. Like not good. He's good on the ball. I don't think he's that great on the ball. But it's not. My problem isn't him on the ball. Like my problem is the exact reason why we conceded the goal against United. Like defensively speaking. Like he causes himself so many problems because his defensive awareness at times is seriously lacking, like seriously lacking.
It's
like
his man too often. He just loses his man too often.
Yeah,
that's it.
And he gets he gets lucky sometimes, by the way, because he did it in the second half against Xerxes, and he managed to recover because A, Xerxes is not that quick, and B, he's got good recovery pace.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I swear I remember Fofana being quite good on the ball. The way he used to carry the ball when he first came to Chelsea from the defense, and I remember the game.
But part of
Yeah,
it
man.
is part of it's up here, you know. Part of that is up here. You coming back from a double knee surgery, like part of it has to
Yeah,
come from up here, you know.
100%. Especially because especially when I look at the tape he's got on his knee, I can 100% guarantee it's all in his head. It's all in his
Yeah.
head. He's guy is like he's scared, bro. I don't blame him. I don't bloody blame him. He's
Yeah.
traumatized.
What
The guy
would
is traumatized,
how
bro.
can you blame him for being scared of his knee getting hurt again?
Yeah.
Remember,
It
I
is.
think it was against Newcastle. He like had like a slide tackle. His foot got caught, and all of us thought he was done for the season.
Mm,
And then he just got back up, came back on the field, and just was like nothing. But
yeah. 100%.
like we all thought he was done for the season. Like I thought as soon as I saw the way that his knee turned against Newcastle, his foot got caught in a slide tackle and his knee buckles like one way. I was like, oh, there goes Fofana for the rest of the season. He gets back up, he comes back on, he limps a little bit and keeps on going.
Yeah.
Like
I agree
we
with
don't
this, to be
ever
honest.
know if we're gonna get that Fofana back. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest.
I agree with this, to be honest. I think people are being too harsh on Fofana. I think he's been fine. I think he's been fine.
Okay, I'll go back to what I said earlier. He has been good. He has been good at best. He has been what I would expect for a player playing for a Brighton, a Nottingham Forest, a West Ham if they weren't crap. Like he hasn't played at the level I expect for a top 14.
I think we've got to take in consideration it's his first time playing
No,
professional football in a long time.
I guess here's the thing, right? I guess here's the thing. Right now, me and Scott are talking as if we want to push forward towards that title. Okay?
Yes.
Like that's how we're talking. All right. We're not talking as if like he can't be good enough for right now. Okay. And for what we're trying to accomplish this season. All right. And I'm not even saying that like we have to make a rash decision this January. But okay, if we want to progress beyond where we are at this current moment and take our team to a title winning team, this is an area that we have to consider looking at.
Mm-hmm.
That's the conversation that me and Scott are having. Not necessarily that we have to totally remove him from the option, but we just don't think he's been good enough to the level of what we think we could become as a title winning team. Because that's what we all want in the end, right? Is this team to potentially push on from this season and go win the title. Because look at what Man City is. Go look at what we barely lost to that Liverpool team. That should have been a draw. All of us can look at each other in the eye and say that could have easily been a draw.
Yeah.
And this Manchester United performance was dreadful, and we still walked out with a draw. So, right? Why can't we push on and go win a title? We're 7 points off of it right now. If we go
this season.
No, not this season.
Oh,
but
season.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but then I could say we should hold up. Yeah, but I could say we should hold up until the end of the season to judge Fofana like that. Then we give it to the end of the season to say if we should go and sign someone else.
We're 10 games in, bro.
That's it. That's nothing.
We're fourth of the season.
Oh, come on, man! It's only 10 games.
We can't judge after 10 games.
Of course you can.
After 10 games, then why are we on YouTube, Habibi?
No. Oh, I'm saying that if you're gonna write off a player, or say he can't go up to this stage where we need him to challenge for a title, then
I just don't believe he can get to that level. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Where I believe Levi Colwell has the potential to get to that level. He's shown me the times. Where Fofana, it's mental. Where it's nothing physical about Fofana. It's mental. It's you keep on losing your man. A runner comes from behind you. You have no idea he's coming. Those are the types of things that I worry about.
I've already seen, by the way,
like those late
on a defensive
run from
standpoint.
Curtis Jones. Like that late run from Curtis Jones should have been snuffed out by somebody. He ran into right where Fofana was standing.
I've seen, by the way, in terms of defensive standpoint, I've already seen improvement from Colwell on some aspects. Number one is Jimmy especially, and I think maybe Joey or other people kept criticizing Colwell last season and this season, especially in preseason, for backing off every time, for doing the old Virgil van Dijk of just backing off. I've already seen this season in 10 games that he has started to vary that up, where he'll still back off sometimes, but he is now understanding of when to back off and when to step. Because there was so many times, I think it was against Newcastle, I think it was when Isak or someone got the ball and he would just step into them. Like he would go straight in, like not forcefully and foul them, but he'd go straight into the back of them, put them under pressure. They'd have to go backwards with the ball. And he's understanding where to do that. It's taken him 10 games. He's already shown that improvement. Fofana looks the same as he did before. Like Fofana's just the
He
same guy.
hasn't grown at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And hey, he can prove me wrong. I'm not saying that these players can't prove me wrong. I'm not saying Badiashile can't prove me wrong. We've seen how good Badiashile could play. I'm not saying fucking Disasi can prove me wrong, even though I think has the most bozo gene out of all of them. Like, but from where we stand right now, there's 3 center backs that I could easily move and I wouldn't blink.
Yeah. One thing I criticized Colwell for last season was for his one-on-one defending was shocking. Oh my days, it was shocking.
Yeah, but it was wide areas. You see how when he's tight in the box, he could defend.
Yeah. We call it. I mean, to be fair, this is true as well. Listen, I mean, a lot of people blaming Sanchez for the defense as well. I mean, I don't know if that makes a difference. And they're one-on-one defending, and it's on them, and their ability to pass is on them. But the fact is, we beat Arsenal on Sunday, and we are 3 points behind title contenders Arsenal. But are we gonna bloody beat Arsenal on Sunday? That's a big test. We don't really beat them at home. You know, we don't really beat them at home. And the main man,
we should have beat them last year.
Yeah, we should have. But the main man we want to that we're gonna need, hopefully he's not injured. Everyone's saying he's injured. I don't think he will. I think he will be fine. But it's Palmer, and I want to ask this question: Is Palmer being misused? Is he being wasted? I'm the only one that feel like the Palmer is being a little bit wasted. For me, he's playing way too deep, way too deep. Look, compared to last season, compared to him, like he's getting on the ball. And don't get me wrong. There's moments this season where he's shown brilliance from deep. You know, you think of that pass against Newcastle to Neto and whatnot, and he's a bit of skills from the midfield and drive the ball forward. But I just want to see him more forward.
I'm gonna have a take that you guys aren't gonna like, probably. The reason why he drops deep is because of Romeo Lavia and Caicedo in the pivot.
The reason he drops deep is because of Lavia.
It's because it's Lavia and Caicedo in the pivot, and not Enzo and Caicedo in the pivot.
It could be.
I'm not. I like Romeo, as well as he's dribbled around players. His progression of the ball has been lackluster. It's been simple passes rather than like a diag to try to get Noni on the ball quickly. And you notice how we tend to move the ball a lot slower with Romeo, because Romeo's trying to pick up the ball, turn, and then pass it to someone, play 1-2, where we should be trying to get that ball to the winger quicker. And that's why our wingers feel left out of the game a lot of the times, because we're trying to play the ball in between the midfield too often, and not trying to get the ball to the wingers, which is with the way the formation's set up, is for our wingers to get onto the ball one-on-one. So, like, it's not something it's something that can be fixed, in my opinion. And I think Romeo has the ability to do it. But when Enzo's on the pitch, you notice Palmer is way further up the pitch picking up the ball. He's trying to pick up the ball way further because Enzo's looking for him on the diag almost every time. If it's not Palmer, he's looking for Madueke. And not to say that Enzo's great at it right now, because he's been playing like shit too. But that's in essence how it's like the ball moves a lot quicker when Enzo's on the pitch. Like it just does. And like I watched the game back twice now. And when he came onto the pitch, as much as his passes were not good, the ball moved quicker. And that, like, when it's a pivot of them two, and Enzo can pick up the ball in that half space by the halfway line, and the ball, everybody's kind of picked up the pitch a little bit more, and he has the ability to turn. That's been half the problem. Is most times he's been marked out, but when he has the ability to turn, the ball moves, and it just starts to get pinged around very quickly. But I just think it's a factor of how Caicedo's playing, how Lavia's playing. They're playing more of the short ball. But once you see Caicedo play that long ball, we score goals. Koinen, he has 2 assists from him his willingness to play the long ball. That's how he's gotten his assists. Long ball through to Jackson, goal against Liverpool. I forgot what the other goal was, the other assist that Caicedo had. But these are the 2 things that you're going to see. I think Enzo, I think Palmer, when Enzo's not out there, it feels like Palmer needs to get dropped deeper to pick up the ball.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
I don't disagree with you. I don't think you see Palmer in the positions he is now if Enzo's on the pitch. Not really. I don't think so. That maybe just because that passing ability. It's not that necessarily Lavia can't do it. It's just that he's not as good
He's
as
just not
Enzo.
doing it. He's just not doing it. It's not that he can't do it. He's just not doing it. He's not making that diet. That we need to be more threatening with our passing. And when we're breaking teams down, a lot of the times we decide, oh, let's do this interchange play. But like when we are at our most effective is when it's 1-2, ball goes over to the winger's 1-on-1, right? And we see it all the time. We see it in every single game. Every game. We see Madueke get 1-on-1 chances. We see whoever's on the left wing, Neto, Sancho, they get 1-on-1 opportunities. We just don't see it enough is the problem. They don't do it enough.
Yeah, but they don't. They're very quiet. And the attackers are usually quiet a lot, especially recently.
And that's the problem. It starts with the way that the midfield is playing. They're not trying to get to the wingers quick enough. You get to the wingers quicker, then everything else happens. You get into their box. Noni loves to get box touches. So you get Noni into the box trying to either cut back or pass the ball. And the same thing with Neto. Like, you get those 2 like actually running at players rather than them waiting for the ball or them waiting for the ball to go over the top to them. And that's the issue. That's been the issue for the Liverpool game. That was the issue for the Newcastle game, because I don't believe we played that well against Newcastle, and that was the issue against Manchester United. Here's the key to this: the way that everyone's been playing us. As soon as Palmer picks up the ball in those deep places, they just follow him. They don't even care. They just follow him there. Hard tackle, follow him there. Don't care. We'll just have you restart, because we know that you're just going to keep doing the same thing, and we'll just keep on doing it and play your game. But every time Palmer picks up the ball deep, just look for him to be fouled. I promise you. It's happened. I've watched these games. I've watched the Newcastle game twice, the Liverpool game twice, and the Manchester United game 3 times. And every single game, that's been the way that it's happened. As soon as Palmer picks up the ball deep, give him a hard tackle, have him restart. Because we're not going to play it. We're not going to play like a set piece. We're not going to play set piece ball with them after that. What do? We play it quick and we pass the ball around again.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, I just feel like I'm noticing. I mentioned it earlier. I'm noticing a pattern of our attackers being very, very, very quiet. And Noni is the same. He barely gets attacked. Jackson, I forget he's playing. The only one that really I see into game is Neto. And I think that's because he actually commands the ball and wants to get the ball to run at players. But apart from that, our attack is very quiet recently. Noni's not getting that many attacks or that many opportunities to drive at his defender. So as much as a lot of criticism goes to Noni, and people a lot say he should have been sold, and if it wasn't for that the Wolves game, he would have been sold. But at the same time, he's not the only attacker that's not performing, or the only attacker that's quiet. Do you know what I mean? So he says Noni is passive. He wants the game to game to him instead of running at the fullbacks against Liverpool. He had the upper hand on Robinson, but he's passive. There's a game where you don't know what Noni you're going to get. Like, do you want the Noni that I saw last season where he's always looking to dribble out the defender, always looking to dribble out the man? Now I feel like he would dribble, pass back, dribble, pass back. You know, always looks to his man because he's a massive threat. If you got Noni
We
running at
don't
the
give
defender,
him
he's a threat.
like in the last few games, we haven't given him enough opportunities to like run on his defenders one-on-one though. Like when you're talking about a player like him, like he needs 6, 7, 8 opportunities to really get something going. Like he's a guy that you build him in the game. Like you have to build him up in the game, give him opportunities, and see where he goes with it. He's not like a one-time spark plug that you're gonna just plug in. He's gonna work. Not, you know what I'm saying? You have to give him that runway to kind of, all right, first time I go right, see how he moves. All right, second time I go right, let's see how he moves after I cut back this time. Third time I'm cutting back and I'm shooting.
Yeah.
And you're but you don't give him that. You have to give him that runway to be able to because that's the kind of dribbler he is. He doesn't dribble off of like instinct. He's dribbling off of the player, like where the player moves, how the player is going to be moving, how they adjust to him, and he reads that to run at people. He's not running at it like Neto is, where Neto sees a guy coming in, he's gonna flick the ball up and he's gonna keep on running. He's gonna gallop over someone. Where Nani, if this guy comes sliding in, you know that ball is being taken, or at least kicked away from him, because he's gonna fall over that dude. like it's just a difference of two different styles, really, of runners. Like I would rather see like a Neto Sancho combo. Like that's what I would personally rather see, because they're both instinctual dribblers. They don't need that runway. A few opportunities and they can create something from it. It doesn't need to be 10, 15 times. But Madueke is the style of winger that Maresca likes.
That's the thing. Why I was going to say Palmer on the right and then Nkunku the 10.
Because Palmer doesn't like to take his winger on, take his fullback onto the out wide areas.
That's the thing. Palmer isn't. He can play winger, just not the way Maresca wants him to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. But I generally think on paper, or at least for the team, you play Palmer on the right and you play Nkunku in the 10. Because I just don't like how Nkunku is getting basically no minutes in the Premier League. I think he's too good for that. I think he's too good to just be sitting on the bench getting 10 minutes every single week in the Premier League. You know what I mean? I that's what I think. So I don't know. There has to be a solution. But for me, I don't know if you start Noni against Arsenal. I can't remember. I mean, who the hell is their left back? Who's going to play left back for them?
Probably Timber.
Yeah, that would. I would probably play Neto on that side. I'll probably play Neto on that side and then put Sancho on the left.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
If I'm being honest, I think Neto's been very good. To be honest, he's been quite good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's true. It's true. 100% it's true. They're not getting nowhere near enough touches on the ball. Nowhere near enough touches on the ball. Big up to all of you that's locked in, man. Make sure you like and subscribing. Mazraoui showed Noni on his weak foot all the time when he got the ball on the wing. Noni had no other pass to pass the ball back. Yeah, but you got to be able to take him on, Taylor. Okay, show him on his weak foot. Show him on his weak foot. Show him on his weak foot. But you still got to be able to at least take him on. You know, anyone with a brain will show Noni onto his right foot. But what does that mean? You mean you're not going to be able to take him on? Yeah, you have to at least use a bit of your feet. We all thought Noni had the right foot after he scored that goal against Luton. Well, I mean, it was clearly a one-off. You know, I mean, you got to be able to do something. You got to be able to do something.
He does nothing with his right foot, and that's the problem.
Nothing, yeah. Sancho on the left, Palmer in the middle, Neto on the right wing. That's probably what it should be. Probably what it should be. Yeah, Sancho versus Ben White will be there for that, man. We'll be there.
I wouldn't honestly mind if you did it the other way. Sancho on the right, Neto on the left.
Neto on the left. He's good. But I'm not.
Sancho on the right, Neto on the left. That's the difference. I would have it different because I would have Neto on the same side as Saka because he tracks back very well, and then I'd have Sancho on the other side, and then the tracking back isn't as worrisome.
I mean, do you think Neto's? Do you think he's a bit wasted on the left, or is Sancho just better on the right?
No, I honestly think Neto's. I mean, you're going to get good production from Neto on the left, regardless. I think you get net good production from Neto either side. To be honest, it doesn't matter for me with him. It's for me. I think that he's better on the left, in my opinion, just because of his creation on the left. But I think you put him on the same side that Saka's on, just to make sure that you have that him coming back and covering, because he comes back and defends very well too. So
Yeah.
that's my thought process. But it's probably going to be Neto Madueke again. I don't think we change anything.
They won't change. That's the thing. He won't change anything. I just want him to make a bit more substitutions. Don't
The only thing I think he might change is the whole Cucurella.
I don't think he changes. I don't think he changes anything.
He might just put Gusto on the left this week and just have Gusto one-on-one with Saka the entire game.
I mean, Cucurella did well against Saka, didn't he? Last season.
Nah, he gets cooked by Saka most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think he's changing anything. I think he's going to
Cucurella did well against Saka again in the Euros.
Yeah. But either way, the only thing that I can ask for Maresca, because I don't think he will change the starting 11, is just that make substitutions much earlier. I don't see why Jackson should be playing the full 90. He's not performing, so take him off. Play Nkunku. Why can't Nkunku play? Why the hell can't Nkunku play?
It's just service, bro. It's just service. But I gotta head out of here, bro. I gotta.
Appreciate it. Listen, Joey's link is in the or his channel's in the title, man. So make sure you guys go over there, subscribe to him, man.
Appreciate it.
Big up to you, bro. Big up to you.
Yep, big up.
Yeah, listen, I don't think he's gonna change anything. I'm not gonna lie. You look from now to Arsenal, I don't think he's gonna change the starting lineup. I don't think he's gonna change the system, nothing. The only thing I can ask for is please, please, please use your substitutions. Use Nkunku, use Felix. Take off Jackson if he's not performing. Take off Noni if he's not performing. Take these players off, man. Take these players off. Sancho, Noni, I don't care. Really? You would drop Neto? You would drop Neto? Finn, you would drop Neto? Yeah, the biggest problem our wingers, bar Neto, have been reading the game and understanding when to attack and not to. They need to stop being scared to lose the ball. They need to attack at speed. To be honest, some of our counter-attack was shocking. Was absolutely shocking. What you call it, against Man United. We would play a good bit of football. Would move the ball quick, but as soon as you get to the final third, we look lost. So I mean, we all thought, after the after the Wolves game when we slapped and whatnot, we would be okay. But it's just been inconsistent since then. I think Jackson's been frustrated by the lack of service. But I would say to Jackson as well, come and get the ball to feet. I don't think he's as demanding as he used to be. Jackson is not as demanding as he used to be. Last season, the guy would die for the ball. The guy would run off the defender and come deep to collect the ball. Come get the ball, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Come get the ball. Demand the ball. I honestly don't see him doing it anymore. And I don't know if it's him or Maresca or whatnot, but I don't see him demanding the ball as much as he did last season. Cucurella will get cooked. I mean, listen, we're going to have to see. I think he will have R.James there anyway. R.James will be there. Single pivot. I don't know what Maresca is going to do, but he did say recently that Felix and we may see Felix and Palmer soon. Neto or Sancho against a park the bus Arsenal. If they're actually going to park the bus, then I would pick Neto, 100%. Come on, guys, smash that like button, man. We're on the road to 2K, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the road to 2K, man. So make sure we're liking and subscribing. Show some love to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Show some love to the channel. Absolutely, show some love to the channel. Let's go, guys. Let's absolutely go. No, between Sancho and Noni, I don't care who starts with Neto, 100%. Yeah. I'm sorry, Neto has put his name down as a starter. I'm sorry, if Neto gets dropped before Noni, because Noni was starting before Neto. Noni started games way before Neto, and I was screaming for Neto to start. Now Neto's starting, and he's shown why he should be starting. And all of a sudden, if he gets benched, it's not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good. Yeah, why when we have Sunday games, we play shit. Yeah, it's a Sunday thing, man. It's only a Sunday thing. It's only a Sunday thing. It's only I don't know, bro. Listen, I'm going to that Arsenal game, man. So if we can get the W. Invert Jackson and Palmer. The thing is, we could sit and say this, change that, play this, play that. I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he's gonna do anything. You know what I mean? I don't think he's gonna change anything. If I'm being real, I don't think he'll change anything. Yeah, also games, 2 games, wallahi, 2 times. Wallahi, Jackson needs to learn how to make movement. His movement was horrendous. Wallahi, he always wants to ball. He wants to ball his feet. Look, listen. I swear, I'm not gonna lie to you. There are times where I forget Jackson's even playing the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's times where I forget Jackson's even playing the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's times where I forget Jackson is even playing the game. He's that quiet. He's that quiet. You know, I'd have Jackson come deep and have Palmer hold the defense at half and half. Palmer make make what? Defense at half and have Palmer make the read when the defense is moving back. We have to be able to build up without Palmer coming so deep. This is the thing I was saying earlier. Palmer is becoming way too deep. Way too deep, bro. The guy's coming way too deep. Go forward, Yahi. Go forward. You know? Cole was supposed to have good passing. Let him come on. Let him carry the ball a bit then. Let him carry the ball and make a pass. You know? Because I just like Palmer, we're asking too much for Palmer. We're asking for Palmer to come collect the ball deep, drive with the ball, and create or score. Well, what the hell, man? That guy's not Eden Hazard, bro. That guy's not Hazard. Let's relax. Ziad with a single 6 and a 2-8 with Caicedo, Palmer, Felix, so Palmer can be closer to goal. Yeah, it would probably be a single 6 and 2-8 with Caicedo and Palmer. And Felix, so Palmer can be closer to goal. Hopefully. Just do anything to get Palmer close to goal. That's it. Do anything to get Palmer closer to goal. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. You go to the stadium, watch it. No, I'm actually going to the game, to the stadium. I'm actually going to the stadium. So yeah, we better win, man. Come on, let's win that. Yeah, I'm going to the game. So let's hope we bloody win. But we never win there. That's the problem. Maresca's stubborn. This is the thing, DHL. I don't see him changing anything. He won't change the lineup. He won't change the lineup. He won't change Noni. I don't think he will bench R.James. I think we'll get Palmer to play the same. And I even think, annoyingly, I think we're going to see the same issues in terms of the substitutes. We're going to see the exact same issues. The exact same issues. I don't see him using for. It's annoying because I think he needs to bring on Kunku and Felix more, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to stick to the game plan, and the way the game plan is going, he's going to stick to it. And that's about it, man. But hopefully we see some changes, man. I think listen, because we spoke about R.James for a little bit and the role he's playing, whether he can go forward, whether he or he can't. What do you call it? I think it's because of his injury. It must be because of his injury. It must be because of his injury, and whether he's able to go forward, I don't think he is. I think it's because it's game time. Let him get a little bit game time, get consistent game time, playing week in, week out, and that's it. What do you call it? And that's it. We'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. What do you call it? What is this? What is going on? Box movement and off the ball movement is bread and butter for a striker. Jackson would never have that. That's why Jackson will never be a world class striker. He's just a different kind of striker, isn't it? That's what it is. That's what it is. It's a different kind of striker. He's a different kind of striker to anyone else, really. If you really think about it, he's not. There's a reason why Chelsea fans have been asking for a striker for a long time. There's a reason for it, right? There's a reason why Chelsea fans are asking for a striker in the summer. It's because as much as he's good, yes, his finishing's okay. His movement, at least last season, was good. His involvement in the game was very good. But I'm just saying, he's not the complete striker that Chelsea needs. Like we were talking about earlier, is Fofana going to reach that level where we need him to be for us to be able to compete for the title next season? Is Jackson going to be that? Squad player, yeah, 100%. But is Jackson ever going to reach the level we need him to reach for us to challenge for a title? Or are we going to have to go get that Oshiman or Yokerez or Gokerez, whatever the guy's name is? We're going to have to make that big money step and buy and sign these players for us to do it. You know what I mean? Well, that's what we're gonna have to do. A goalkeeper. People talk about goalkeeper as well. That's the thing. As much as we've got good players, we've got decent players. I think right now our squad is more than good enough to get top four, and I don't think we should use this as an excuse or don't get it's an excuse to not get top four for Maresca. No, the squad is more than good enough to get top four. But if you want to make that jump to comfortably get top four, because right now, listen, I still think we'll get top four. But is it going to be the top four we always get? Is it going to be the top four we get with Frank Lampard, even with Thomas Tuchel, where we have to rely on another team? Yeah, or we have to rely on another team, or we have to rely on this team, or we have to rely to the last game of the season for us to get top four? Or is it going to be comfortable? I think it can be comfortable, but if you really want to take that next step, we probably do need a number one goalkeeper. We probably do need another striker. I say that's probably as a bare minimum, a world-class striker and a goalkeeper. But at the same time, 10 games into the season, that's what we're thinking about now. That's what we're thinking about now. Look, centre-backs apparently as well. Play him left wing and sign Osherman or Gyökeres. Jackson will also help in the defense. No. I'm sorry, bro. No. Jackson left wing. That died. That ended last season, man. Come on, man. I haven't seen Palmer in training today. Yeah, man, he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's fine. Even though it's only Tuesday, we're not playing till Sunday. The guy's gonna rest on Thursday. Let's be real, man. Palmer doesn't need to train every single day, man. If he misses 1 or 2 training sessions, I still think he'll be absolutely fine for the game. He'll be fine for the game. Sancho has to come back into the squad. He's the first choice left winger and drop Noni for Neto on the right. I agree. The way I would have said, honestly, I would say Neto on the left, Palmer on the right, and Kunku in the middle. But that's not going to happen. But it is, as of now, the way that the team's playing, where Palmer's only going to stay in the 10. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's why I'm not convinced by Maresca yet. For someone who claims to be a tactician, he's pretty much only one tactic. Well, I mean, Chelsea players did praise a lot about how he's very specific. Maybe, but at the same time, guys, let's not lie. We did all say that this is going to happen with Chelsea, with Maresca. It wasn't going to be easy. It wasn't going to be easy, man. It wasn't going to be easy. You're going to see issues. It's still his first season. Arsenal fan here. Stamford Bridge is our brothel. Your team is crap. You get slapped by top 6 teams. They're all beating you. Your defense is open, low. Colwell, Sanchez are bozos. Okay, well, big up to you, first of all. Second of all, we didn't get slapped by Liverpool or United. And if you really look at the Liverpool game, we could have easily left with a draw. We probably should have left with a draw. And United, I agree with. I think we were terrible. So, and Man City, first game of the season. So, listen, let's see what happens Sunday. Sunday will be a big test. You lot really need to win. And if we win, then it's a big statement. Massive statement. Massive statement. Massive statement, bro. The last time Arsenal lost a Big 16 was about 18 months ago. They don't lose a single one last season, and not this one either. I think the last few was against Big 16 was Man City away. Yeah, maybe a draw, man. George, maybe a draw, bro. Maybe an absolute draw. You never know. Maybe a draw. Where is it? I think it's in my. No, who? Comments, yeah, too bad Sunday League have better movement than Jackson will lie. No, Jackson's movement is it's fine. Off the ball, listen, he's not great. Yeah, Jackson's an interesting player. Listen, people are saying that Maresca's tactics is taken away from some players, and I'm maybe starting to notice that. I've said that I'm starting to notice it with Palmer, maybe even Jackson, because last season Jackson was everywhere. Jackson was literally the most involved player. Now he's complete opposite, but it's just the way he wants to play. It just needs to be the way he wants to play. And then Sanchez, yeah, let's see what happens. Sanchez, the guy was having a good game. He was having a good game before that mistake. But that's what happens when you got a decent goalkeeper, okay, good goalkeeper, nothing crazy. But anyway, guys, man, make sure you like, subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel. I shall be back tomorrow for maybe a different video. Yeah, we got to talk about certain frauds and their opinions on Chelsea. So make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel. You got Joey's title and Joey's channel in the title. So make sure you're showing him some love and subscribing to him. Back up to every single one of us locked in, man. How to beat Arsenal now while they're playing bad and not playing well. By the time they pick up form, they would have played them already because Odegaard is now back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But is that even going to make a difference? Even if they lose, like I think they're still going through anyway. Yeah, listen, Toxic Tash, we're here for it, man. We're absolutely here for it. Three streams in 3 days. Yeah, I feel blessed. Yeah, like and subscribe. Yeah, guys, make sure we like, subscribe, and show some love to the channel, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Toxic Tash, it's gonna involve your boy. It's gonna involve your boy. It's gonna involve your boy. So make sure you're here tomorrow, but make sure you like and subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see tomorrow what news we get. Maybe confirmation of Palmer. Maybe it's his injury. Confirmation of whether he's injured or whether he's fit. But the way I look at it, like when he says injured, like I don't know. Okay, he got his bad start to the knee. So what kind of injury will be? His knee right now is probably bruised as hell. I'm sure. Listen, Ziad's guess, educated opinion. Palmer's gonna be fine. Palmer's gonna be fine. They just did it. They just did the scan to make sure because he might have been in a bit of pain. That's it, man. They got the facilities for it, so why not? They got the facilities for it. Why not, man? You know what I mean? Yeah, Josh, hope so. I think we've looked better, but it's not really that. It's not that difficult to look better. We've been alright. Nah, man, you're Hassam, yani, ya akhi, come on, man. That guy's got blood in his hands. Anyway, like and subscribe, people. Show some love to the channel. And yeah, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Like and subscribe. What the hell? What did he say? So yeah, for something different, can you bless us with a GTA RP stream in the near future? I don't know what RP is. What the hell is RP? GTA RP. I don't know what that is. Maduke. Exactly, Benny. Maduke. His name is Maduke. Absolutely Maduke. Noni Maduke. Okay, bro. I don't know. Taylor is sniffing cocaine today. I don't know what Taylor's on about. I don't know what's going on there. Big up to Clinton. Big up to every single one that's locked in. Madueke needs to hold bench. Madueke cold. Just score against Arsenal and everything will be forgiven. And yeah, I don't know what Taylor's on. But like and subscribe, people. Show some love to the channel. And yeah, Taylor, have a good night, mate. And like and subscribe, everyone. Chills. Proper